gonna take a backup quarterback. I'm just all over, dude. It's been some of the dumbest drafting. I hate this league. 14 fucking people, dude. At least make it super flex. That way we can all kill ourselves.
I took a lease out on your heart. I took a lease out on your heart. Can I at least have fun? Can I at least have fun? Can I at least have fun?
Welcome back, everybody. We are Rough Draft Research. You are the audience, and together we are on a quest to start fantasy football in 2025. Woohoo!
And we've landed here. A lot of good things have happened, but they're
Mm-hmm.
over now. I told my family at dinner tonight, I said, guys, we made it, you know. It's been nice knowing you.
It's been fun.
It's been a long little rest here, and they're like, "Are you leaving?" And I was like, "No, you're not that lucky, but the off season is over. The
Yeah.
off season is over. Thank you guys for participating in the off season. I no longer need your services." So,
I'll see you in 6 months.
yeah, hit me up in February, family.
Yeah, because we are here. We are at the start of the NFL season. In fact, by the time this comes out, we will have seen two games actually with the
Yeah.
Friday night game. So hopefully those went well for all involved. No injuries is the main thing.
What the f
Um, that's all we can root for if you're not a fan of one of those teams. So good luck, Daniel, though, for your Chiefs on
Yeah, we got
Friday.
this.
And then I guess good luck to the defending now Super Bowl champs. Feels like that shouldn't be that hard of a game, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about two topics today. First, if you were with us last year, we did our top 12 in and out. Well, we're going to talk about that second, but this is going to be where we look at the projected top 12 according to Fantasy Pros and decide who we would think is going to not make that top 12 and who we're going to put in there. But before we get into that, we're going to do an updated post preseason ring around a rookie tier list for the 2025 rookies. We're going to add in a few names and we're going to move this list around based on the vibes we got after preseason, maybe some stuff like that, or just kind of how we're feeling about these guys. So, I mean, without further ado, you got anything you want to add?
No, man. I think yeah, NFL starts real soon, so we just got to get one last look. I like it.
Alrighty. Well, we are going to boom. All right, you should see our tier list up. So we're going to start, and I think it makes the most sense to just start with the top, and I will kind of just read these names and maybe stop me if you have a name you want to talk about or move around. Does that sound good?
Yes, sir, it does.
Alrighty. So for the S tier, the superstar tier, we still have Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter, and Omarion Hampton. Anything there?
No, those guys are feeling good for the most part.
Okay, perfect. So we will move on to the A tier and our starter tier. First up, we got Tyler Warren. Then we have Tetaroa McMillan, Matthew Golden up next. And then this is where I'm going to stop at first. We got Emeka Ibuka. And this might be presumptuous, but I kind of want to slide him up to the S tier.
According to highlighted name indicators of my own rankings, I too am putting them in the
Hell yeah.
superstars.
Okay,
Good,
so we got one more superstar ahead of the season actually starting. It just makes sense to me with Chris Godwin being out,
big time.
and then he just looks the part already, and Baker's gonna feed him the ball, and it's gonna be awesome. Next up, we got Caleb Johnson. So I'll stop it again actually, and I kind of maybe want to go the other way. Maybe pull Johnson into promising. I'm fine if he's in the starters because I can still see him being a starter by the end of the year. I know we talked about it when we did our AFC North preview, It just seems like they're going to roll with Jalen Warren. They just signed him to a deal, and I think the plan in the future is Caleb Johnson. It just might be a little slower, and this tier list is for their rookie season, for the record. We're not projecting out past necessarily the rookie season. So I would be fine if he's at the back end of A or kind of at the beginning of the B tier, which is the promising tier. What do you feel about that?
I have the same thought
Okay.
documented here. I love it. I would give him the top of the B.
Okay, perfect. So Caleb Johnson slides to the top of the B. Then we have Cam Ward. I think he stays there in the starters. I think he had a quiet, but I thought efficient and good preseason. Didn't do anything crazy, but also kind of looked like a NFL quarterback. And then this is an interesting name. We got Quinshawn Judkins. This is a tough one. I still love the talent, but does he slide all the way to C for like unsure, intrigued, or do we put him into B, or do we leave him in the A? It just the Dylan Sampson hype is real. We'll get into him a little later. Not signing the contract forever, and then being hurt or whatever, and then the off-field issues. It's just got some weird vibes around Judkins.
I definitely have him going down. I think unsure.
Okay,
Why not? I like
perfect.
that.
Front of C tier though, still, because I
Yeah,
mean the talent
absolutely.
has him there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't mess with them
Can't go
there.
much farther than that, yeah. All right, then we have Travion Henderson, and I don't know that I would want to put him in S, but I do think he should slide up somewhere a little bit in this A tier. What do you think?
Yeah, I would put him in front of Tyler Warren, to be honest with you. I'd
Okay,
give
so
him
all the way up.
all the
Okay,
way.
I like that. I'm not mad at that. So yeah, Travion Henderson up. Tyler Warren still looks great, but slide him there. Jaden Higgins got listed as a starter today.
Yeah.
I don't see a reason to really move him, but it just was kind of quiet.
Yeah, but I think it is everything we anticipated it to be, and
Okay.
I think you just got to leave him where he's at.
All right. Sounds
Um,
good.
yeah, I don't think he's gained any ground, but I don't think he's lost any ground either. So,
Gotcha. How about Trey Harris, though? Kind of a similar spot, but then they did add Keenan Allen. Now he's going to be, instead of kind of the projected two, Keenan Allen might be that guy, at least for this year. Do we move him down to promising? Do we keep him in A?
I have him moving down,
Okay.
to be honest with you.
I'm fine with that. I actually had him moving down as well.
Okay.
RJ Harvey, I think, is fine where he's at in the A tier, but I do think Colston Loveland gets a little bump, not in front of Matthew Golden, Tet, or Tyler Warren or Henderson, but I do like him a little more. I know that we didn't like him coming out, but it just seems I don't know. The vibes are that Ben Johnson's going to use him, and I'm a fan of opportunities.
No, I like that, man. I'm gonna wait to see the ink dry on Colston, but you know, the draft capital, as long as he's behind Warren, people have really kind of caught up with us on him being behind
Finally,
Warren.
yeah,
Dude, it took a minute. That's fine. And there's zero NFL snaps
yeah.
for either of these guys, even by the time this comes out. So it's going to be a fun Sunday, I think, next week. Clear your podcast agendas because I think it's going to be a big time look at all these players.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm glad we're on the same page there. All right, so we'll move on to the B squad, and we got promising. Obviously, we just added Caleb Johnson and Trey Harris. Kyle Williams is a guy I thought we would see a little more pop for. I don't want to move him into C, but maybe slide him down a bit.
Yeah, I've got him indicated as a possible demotion, so slide him down. Maybe where you have him is a little foreboding. I like that spot right there. We'll
Okay,
keep
right there.
that
We'll
looks
keep him
good.
there. Yeah, we'll move him around. Maybe move. He might move depending on who else we
So, yeah,
add
someone
or
else
move.
might move too.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all
So,
right, all right.
all right. Next, we got Cam Scattaboo. Another kind of quiet start. He was injured early on. I kind of like leaving him here. I would be open to sliding him, but I don't think he goes down to C.
Yeah, that's what I have with Scotty as well. Yeah,
Okay,
he could
cool.
be slid, but for now. it's still promising. Nothing's really changed. I think we all just kind of were dogging on Tyrone Tracy pretty hard,
Yeah, we really were.
and
It's that
we're
rookie
chilling now.
fever, man. Yeah.
It'll get you, man.
Um, Terrence Ferguson, I think, is fine where he's at. I still like his fit in LA. Nothing too crazy there. Now we get to Jackson Dart, though, and I want to put him in the A tier behind Cam Ward, but mostly just because he's not immediately starting.
Ouch, dude. I don't know. All
Yeah,
right.
you want to
I'm
keep
heating
him?
up
You
on
want to keep him
Russ,
down?
dude. I'm heating up on Russ.
I'm not. I'm going the other way. I feel like the way Dart looked, he's already listed as the QB2. I don't think the Giants are going to be very good. I think their defense will keep him in games, but I don't think they'll win. And if they start 1-3 or even two, like 2-5 or something, I feel like Dart's
No,
going to get in there.
they're going to be 0-4. They got a really rough opening schedule. It's
Yeah,
bad.
exactly. Yeah, they're going to get fucked on. Their whole schedule this year is tough. So, all right. Well, if we won't move him into A,
All right, you can move them into A, okay?
here, I'll meet you in the
Not gonna,
middle. I'll
all
put him at
right,
the end of A.
okay, all
How about
right.
that?
I
Because I
hold out on my
do
Russ.
think he'll
I,
be a starter.
I'm
But
giving, all right, I'm holding it out.
okay, fair enough. Elijah Arroyo, I was kind of ready to throw in as a starter when preseason started, but
Hmm.
it's kind of died a little on him. At least the pop. I'm fine leaving him where he is because I still like the fit. I like the promise. I liked the camp hype, but I just don't feel comfortable moving him.
Yeah, he stays where he's at for me.
Okay, perfect. So we'll skip Kyle Williams because we just moved him. Jack Besh is a guy I think goes down.
Big time. Yeah.
Goes down into intrigued. He was a guy I was high on, and he's gotten leapt by somebody that we'll soon talk about, who probably just slides into his spot in the B tier. But I think he goes, I don't know, he was pretty quiet. I think he might even go kind of in the middle of C tier for now.
Yeah, that works for me. The depth chart is not his friend, and that's
Hmm,
fine. No
gotcha.
biggie. No biggie.
Fair enough. All right, Jaden Blue, kind of same. I think he stays. I think he has a chance to end up in that rotation. I just don't think the
Mhm.
Cowboys are going to run the ball super well.
Yeah, I don't think he's in a winning position, but I do think the competition is in his favor. So definitely promising for sure. Like it.
Perfect. Pat Bryant with the trading of Devon Vele, I feel like he's got to stay in promising too. Seems like he's got a chance to be the number two there behind Cortland Sutton.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking he might be a guy that gets dipped down a little bit, but I could ride with it. I think that I don't know. I've got more to say later in the episode, I guess, about the Broncos passing game, but
Ooh, spoiler, spoiler.
whoa. But yeah, we'll see. I don't think I think he's gonna have kind of a dud of a rookie year as all
Okay.
Broncos wide receivers seem to have.
Well, how about we do this? We can move him down. You just want to move him to the back end of B?
Yeah, that's cool with me.
Okay, perfect. Next up, Alec Iomanner, a guy we were talking about, and he got named a starter today, starting over Van Jefferson. I want to slide him in. I want to slide him into the back end of A, man.
Okay, give it to him, dude. Yeah,
Hell
this
yeah.
guy, we're pumped about him.
We
I think
were. Again, the world's catching up.
it is. We were ready to start the season in May,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, that's clean. I like that.
Okay, perfect. Harold Fannin Jr. is up next. I think he stays right where he is. There's talk of him getting in the slot. We could even maybe scoot him up.
Yeah, I like to move him a little bit to
Okay.
the left for
Where
sure.
will we put him in
Um,
front of? Scatterboo, Ferguson.
I'd say in front of Scatterby feels okay to me.
Okay,
I like
perfect.
that
Yeah, I like that pop. I'm worried about the Browns as a concept, which we'll talk about
as a
later probably.
concept.
But I hear you. Mason Taylor, I kind of want to slide him also in front of Kyle Williams and Jaden Blue, but not much farther than that.
That feels good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then we got Pat Bryant again. So that is our B tier reorganized. I like that. So we'll go down to C tier. Judkins, we moved down from A tier. Thornton, we
Give him
got
up.
all the way up to A or
Oh,
in the promising.
I think you can park him in front of Harold Fanning, dude.
Okay, perfect. I like that
I'm
actually.
happy, man. That makes me
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah, you called that one from the rip. I kind of
What can I
saw him
say?
as a crazy prospect less than or like a physical specimen, but I mean he's starting for the Raiders, so hard to argue.
I'm
Next
good
up
at
we got
this.
Jalen Royals. I haven't really heard much. Have I been missing it or
No, you haven't
okay.
missed it. It's like how the Chiefs roll with rookies.
Gotcha.
Like
Okay.
nobody gets the throne until they do it on the field, you know. I
That's
mean,
fair.
even Worthy was a quiet rookie coming in
That's fair.
with the hype. So
Yeah.
definitely intrigued. I think you could probably maybe kick him to promising just because Hollywood's had some health stuff this past season.
Okay.
And then now we've got the Rice suspension. So
Okay. Yeah, that
it's
makes
definitely
sense.
more promising than intriguing at this
Okay.
point.
Perfect. Another guy who it was really just early on camp stuff that had us worried. I think we gotta move Luther Burden up maybe to the front of B. He's been getting a lot of pop. Uh, Potentially the end of A. I could see him starting over Zacchaeus at some point, but I'm fine putting him like maybe next to Caleb Johnson.
Yeah, oh yeah, I was like, who am I looking at here?
Kind of
Yeah,
looks like Devonte Adams, honestly.
it does. You can put him next to Caleb Johnson. Those two have a lot in common in my mind at the moment. So
Okay.
good pop for him to finally get out there and hang out with Ben Johnson, dude.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All
Tyler
flowers.
Shuck. I gotta move him. I gotta not all the way down. I gotta move him to backup. If you can't beat Spencer Rattler, I'm sorry. You're a 35-year-old rookie and you can't even beat Spencer Rattler. I gotta move him down. Can't handle it.
Yeah, now you're good there. I like
Okay,
that.
perfect. Jalen Noel is up next. I think he's fine right where he is. We're probably gonna have to wait. I did see Christian Kirk was questionable,
Yeah.
so we might see him a little sooner, but he'd still be third or fourth in that rotation depending on Tank Dell. So I'm fine right here.
Okay.
We already talked about Besh. Arande Gadsden, I also kind of fine chilling him right here.
Big
Uh,
time.
but Bayshul Tootin, I think we got to scoot up, maybe in front of Jaden Blue. Oop, grabbed the wrong guy.
Yeah, you got
I got Jarquez Hunter there.
Jarquez.
There we
Um,
go.
yeah, that's good. I like that. Look at
Okay,
you. Look at us. Look at
perfect.
us. Hey,
Jalen,
man.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, just keep dragging people around here.
Sorry. Uh,
Okay, Jalen can Jalen can chill.
yeah, Jalen Milrow can chill out, but I do
Yeah,
want to move my boy Torrey Horton
get
maybe in
Tori some
front of
love.
Kyle Williams.
Yeah, I like that. I mean,
Okay,
he's the number two. Why don't or well,
right?
I don't. I mean, I don't know Cooper Cup,
I
but
mean, Cooper Cup,
he's a
the
starter
ghost of
though.
Cooper Cup is going to keep him away for a little bit, but he is a starter, so I love it. I was a big Toy Horton guy. Chimere DK, I think he's fine, or maybe could go down to backup.
Yeah, he feels like a backup. I mean,
Okay.
if he's not even the number five wideout over Van Jefferson, then what are we doing here?
Yeah, for sure. Shadur Sanders looked all right. Maybe leave him in intrigued or unsure. I think we'll
He,
see him at some point this year.
yeah, until
Okay.
he's a starter, he will always be intrigued, I'm sure.
Fair enough. Savion Williams was hurt all camp, and then we just have such a deep roster there
Mhm.
of wide receivers that I can't justify, at least for his rookie season, putting him there. But I still like the talent. He's an interesting guy.
Yeah, not a huge need for the team and no sparkle. So
Okay,
feel you.
perfect. So we'll head down to the D tier with our backups. We got Tyler Shuck, who we just moved, Chimere DK. Arian Smith has been getting a little pop. Does he want to go up?
I'm moving him up big time. Yeah.
Intrigued?
I would
Maybe.
say promising based on the depth chart.
Okay, we can do that.
So that's
Into
just me. That's
promising.
just me.
Hey, I didn't have strong feelings about it either way. I thought he should go up, but maybe not that much farther. Dylan Sampson, I think, goes up to promising. He's been getting a lot of pop. Kind of maybe again. I think I'd want him more than Jaden Blue at this point.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, put him right there. Then we got Jarquez Hunter. I think that's fine as a
Mhm.
backup. I think I could see him getting a little more mark, so maybe he goes into intrigued, but I'm fine. Maybe just at the front of backup.
You can give him intrigue, man.
Okay.
He doesn't need to be hanging out with those scrubs.
Okay, fair
He's done
enough.
nothing wrong.
Shadur's gonna stay at the back of the
Big
C
time.
tier for me. So if we move anybody up, they're at least getting in front of Shadur. Woody Marks
Dude.
gonna maybe here,
Yeah, that feels right.
closer to the front of C tier. Perfect.
Yeah.
We just moved Savion Williams down. This is Jordan James. Probably no faith in production this year. I mean, he's been hurt all camp. And then they brought in Brian Robinson Jr. now.
Yep.
CMC is supposed to be healthy. I think just for his rookie year, I still like Jordan James, but probably an F tier, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Point to him.
DJ Giddens, I think is fine sitting right where he is.
Yeah, probably won't see much of him.
Jordan Watkins, I could almost make the same argument as I did for James, but I kind of find I feel like they need wide receivers. I mean, they did just sign Juwan Jennings to a little tiny baby extension.
And
Not
he's
even an
so happy.
extension, just incentives. And then hopefully Brandon Ayuk will come back, but I'm fine leaving him here. Isaac Tesla, I feel like has to slide up into promising.
For sure. I mean,
He
he
looked
needs to be there.
great.
I would put him yeah, yeah, no, that feels good.
Okay. Just I still feel the depth of the Lions, even if he's the guy there in the passing game. It's gonna go Amon-Ra, Jameson, Laporta, Gibbs. So he's going to be what the fifth option. So like still promising. He looked good, but I can't justify putting him much higher than that.
Yep.
Trevor Etienne, I think is fine, chilling in the backups. Gunnar Helm, fine, chilling right where he is. Ty Felton. Oh, sorry, we're in the F tier now, so no faith in production tier. Gunnar Helm sitting there. We just moved Jordan James. Uh, Ty Felton. Maybe scooch him up because of the Addison suspension to backups.
Yeah, he'll get a little more
Okay.
love.
And then Keandre Lambert Smith, man, had a ton of pop. I feel like he's at least got to be in C, maybe back into B.
Okay. You can't put
Sounds
him
like
above
C.
Judkins. We
Okay.
need to move Judkins up.
You want to move
Just
Judkins up to the back end of promising still?
yeah, you got to put him in front of all these scrubs, dude. You got to put him in front of Bashul.
Okay. That's fair. All right. And then Jalen Lane, I think kind of, I'm gonna do this move right here.
I
I
like
s-
that.
I like Jalen Noel better. And as much as I think Jalen Lane has popped in camp, um, I'm just not I'm not buying that there's going to be enough targets to go around.
Yeah, it was a lot more intriguing before Terry got inked up. So
Yeah, for sure. All right, so some names we got to add here. We've got Isaiah Bond. I think just pure talent wise, I think he's intriguing and he'll go in front of Shadur.
yeah, put him right next to his quarterback.
There we go. Only guy that I don't have a headshot with the Browns for. Taj Brooks, I want to slide into backup.
Yeah, I love Taj Brooks this year.
Okay. So, I mean, do we want to go up?
I think he's intriguing. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe
You
behind Hunter though.
yeah, for sure.
Okay. Chase Bound gonna eat. We'll maybe get into him later though. Efton Chisholm. All right.
What are
Efton
you doing?
Chisholm's fun.
It's fun.
He was fun in the preseason.
It's fun.
He's 5'8". I'll put him in
Yeah.
intriguing, but probably behind Woody, probably behind Jack Besh as well.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Can Eastern Washington do it again?
Yeah. Do we have another Cooper Cup? Something tells me no. But he's a fun guy. Don't waste your fab, in my opinion. But it
For
was fun.
sure.
Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. Gotta go in here promising. And does he go in front of Judkins for now? I mean, I think Judkins
Yeah, yeah,
ultimately ends up. Does he go in front of these two receivers?
yeah.
Horton and
I
Williams?
put him in front of Scadaboo, man.
Oh, okay. Damn. All right. All the way up there. I like
We
it.
don't we don't know. We don't know. He could be at 40% carries
Yeah. No, he
week
could.
one.
I mean, he absolutely could. I mean, Austin Eckler getting
Whatever
kind of
Chris
old.
Rodriguez is doing.
Yeah, what the hell's going on with that?
Oh my goodness.
Next up we got Dylan Gabriel. I think he looked better than Shadur. Maybe that's a hot take, but I want to put him here. I think we'll see both these guys by the end of the
Hopefully,
year.
hopefully not. Hopefully no primetime games for the Browns.
I don't think they have many at all. Ollie Gordon,
Hey baby,
promising, man. He
big
looked
time.
really good. In front of some of these other guys, or
I put him right after. Put him before Bashul, dude. I'm telling you.
okay,
With the injuries with Achan,
fair
and
enough.
then Jalen Wright isn't healthy either.
Yeah,
So
that's true. All right, one not pictured. I'm gonna have to redo this. But Kyle Monongai.
Kyle
Uh,
Monga.
I think we throw him somewhere in intriguing. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets some work with DeAndre Swift, maybe kind of in between Marks and Beck.
That feels good.
Okay. And then we got Brashard Smith. I think he also kind of slides up in here into intriguing. He made the 53-man roster. And we already saw the Chiefs kind of go with the seventh round rookie one time. So I don't think he's
That's
in front
true.
of a lot of these guys. Maybe in front of the two Browns QBs.
Yeah, that feels good.
Okay,
Sorry,
perfect.
Carson Steele, you're out.
Yeah, yeah. That alligator meme can only get you so far. So quickly, I will go through our tiers so we can get to the rest of this episode. In the S tier, we've got Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter, Omarion Hampton, and Emeka Ibuka. In the A tier, the starters, we got Travion Henderson, Tyler Warren, Tetaroa McMillan, Matthew Golden, Colston Loveland, Cam Ward, Jaden Higgins, RJ Harvey, Jackson Dart, and Alec Iomanner. B, the promising tier, we got Caleb Johnson, Luther Burden, Trey Harris, Dante Thornton Jr., Harold Fannin Jr., Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, Cam Scattaboo, Terrence Ferguson, Elijah Arroyo, Mason Taylor, Torrey Horton, Kyle Williams, Quinshawn Judkins, Ollie Gordon, Bashul Tootin, Dylan Sampson, Isaac Tesla, Jaden Blue, Pat Bryant, Jalen Royals, and Arian Smith. Whew, need a breath.
Wow.
It's a big tier. The C tier, we've got Jalen Knoll, Keandre Lambert Smith, Jalen Lane, Woody Marks, Jack Besh, Efton Chisholm, Aronde Gadsden the third, Jalen Milrow, Jarquez Hunter, Taj Brooks, Isaiah Bond, Brashard Smith, Dylan Gabriel, Shadur Sanders. The D tier, the backup tier, we've got Tyler Shuck, Chamiri DK, Savion Williams, DJ Giddens, Jordan Watkins, Trevor Etienne, and Ty Felton. And then in the F tier, the no faith in production, we've got Gunnar Helm and Jordan James. This is available on Tier Maker. Search RDR, and you will be able to find it up, and you can make your own. But that is our preseason 2025 rookie tier list. Sorry, post preseason 2025 rookie tier list. So gonna stop sharing that. We are back with you here. Um, and we're gonna just kick it off. The 12 top 12 in and out. You want to start with QBs or you want to start with something juicier?
Oh no. You got a ramp up period. QB sounds good, man. Who's to say it won't be juicy in itself?
True, true. All right, so QBs, the top 12 projected guys on Fantasy Pros. We got Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray, Brock Purdy, Justin Fields. So we're gonna pick one guy each from this that we're not sure is gonna make the top 12 and replace him with a guy. So I'm gonna let you take the wheel here.
Okay, for me it's Bo Nix.
Wow.
Um, yeah, I know. And he's I know, I'm just tearing this guy down. He finished last year as the QB7. And I mean, for me, honestly, it's the balance of the run game with J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey coming in.
Hmm.
Last year, they didn't have a running back over 140 carries, and Bo Nix himself had over 90, and he got 400 rushing yards, or nearly 400, whereas We had Williams. He only had around 500. So did Jalil. And so I just think that when you bring in two valuable, players, I think J.K. Dobbins had a killer year last year before getting injured. RJ Harvey has a ton of upside in this offense. I just think you take yards away from Nix on the ground, and that kind of made him almost like a quasi dual threat. He had 4 touchdowns on the ground. I think that they don't have the passing um, the wide receiver room to support him being the QB7. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Hmm.
I think he's a good quarterback, and I think he's going to lead them to some good wins, but I just don't think it's all on him. He had a unique rookie year where he kind of went out there and kicked ass and proved a lot. But this offense has come a long way in ways that don't include the passing game this offseason. So I just think it's going to take a little bit of a downhill slide.
That makes sense. I mean, I had him as one of my this was a tough one for me. I had a few
Yeah, it was
options for
hard.
guys. I did have Bo Nix. I kind of went away from him as my main option just
You shit
because
on him in F last year.
exactly. Like I've I've taken him to task and I was gonna let him have this one, but I kind of agree with you. I mean, he had 4 touchdowns on the ground, 33 total. Does that really continue when everyone expects RJ Harvey to be amazing and J.K. Dobbins, like you're saying? Second year regression. I think there's more tape. I don't think their offense was like that crazy interesting. As much as people want to talk about Sean Payton, it was kind of basic to me. So we'll see. I think he's good. He's better than I thought. But yeah, I agree with him potentially sliding out of the top 12. Who you replacing him with?
For me, this one was really easy. CJ Stroud.
Okay.
So yeah, I have a lot of feelings about this CJ Stroud stuff. So he was a top 12 quarterback as a rookie. And then he lost a lot of wide receiver talent to injury last year, with Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs. And this year you have him with two rookies that are pretty awesome coming out of Iowa State, including Jaden Higgins, who we've discussed, and then Christian Kirk as well. So I think that you give him what he was missing last year and give him the opportunity to match up to that potential he showed his rookie year. I think it's kind of a slam dunk as him as a top 12.
That's fair. I am still worried about this offensive line. I don't think they did enough to improve it, and that was a real s- uh
Bugaboo?
hint bugaboo. There you go. Perfect. For Stroud last year. But I do agree. The weapons look great. I think he should be able to put up numbers, and I do think CJ Stroud is great. I liked him quite a bit coming out. So yeah, I'm with you there. Okay, so Bo Nix is your nomination. I'll throw out
Yep.
some honorable mentions.
Okay.
I had Justin Fields as a mention. Only
Sure.
one top 12 finish. He was ranked 12th, so it felt a little easy. He
Mm.
was QB6 in points per game in his starts in 2024, and he has the rushing upside, but we're kind of putting a lot of faith in the Jets offense, but they do have an easy QB schedule according to Fantasy Pros. So that
Okay.
was one I threw out. I toyed with Kyler Murray for a second, but then I looked.
No, dude.
He's never finished outside the top 10 if he's been healthy. So that went away pretty quick. Dak Prescott was interesting. They're going to have to throw the ball all the time this year after trading Micah Parsons, but he was the
Yep.
QB 22 in points per game last season. So it wasn't like he
That's
was lighting it up. It
it's
was weird.
garbage time for Dak, man. Like he
Yeah.
was a guy that I wanted like prior to that trade, probably would have gone Dak easy for all the reasons you're saying. But that defense, yeah, it only the Panthers allowed more points last year.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be garbage time all the
For
time.
Dak. Yeah. Garbage Dak time. So I ended up landing on Brock Purdy.
Sure.
Brock Purdy, the QB 11 projected. His offense is already injured. It seems like Juwan Jennings is going to play now, so that's good for him. Ricky Parasol was the wide receiver one until that happened. Now it seems like they'll probably kind of share that time. Brandon Ayuk, we don't know when he's coming back. He does get a little bump for being the CM for having CMC and George Kittle. So maybe he can get this going. He needs to be able to as the guy now. But he finished last season as the QB 14 and 12th in points per game. So if I was gonna pick a guy that like maybe could fall out, it would be a guy kind of at the tail end in terms of points per game. And I thought my replacement was pretty easy. It's Jared Goff. What the hell are we doing? Jared Goff is the QB 16 ranked. He's finished in the top 12 in half of his seasons, and he's had three straight top 10 seasons. I know they lost their coordinator, but he didn't lose all his weapons. He didn't lose his offensive line. I don't think he's going to drop off some crazy amount that he'll fall outside the top 12. So to me, it was an easy choice to slide Goff into the top 12 and take out Brock Purdy.
Yeah, that was easy. It was too easy for me,
Fair enough.
I definitely looked at Purdy as a obvious, but I tried to cut the guy some slack this time around.
Well, you stole my hot take with Bo Nix, so I had to go to the easy route.
I like that, dude. We're of one mind. We both had the same thing. We just chose to go different paths.
Fair enough.
Same two options, though.
All right, we will go to the running back room. So the top 12 projected running backs. We got Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Ashton Genty, Devon Achan, Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, Bucky Irving, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, and Kyron Williams. Now, for this, we're going to take two guys out and nominate two guys to go in. So it's a little tougher. I kind of think they nailed the rankings this year. I'm not gonna lie. So this whole exercise was tough to me. Do you want to start this one or let me have it since I went for second last time?
Well, since we're doing two, I'll just do one guy and we'll just go,
Okay,
tit
perfect.
for tat. But
Tit for
I gotta
tit.
do two Pickett's to Pittsburgh. Um, I'm going with Chase Brown.
Oh, okay. Well, that honestly works because he was one of mine. So,
Okay, well, I mean, I'll just make it easy. As a rookie, he was the, running back 64. Sure, he had good efficiency, but I just don't think that this offense is built to support a run game. And I
mm-mm.
I do like Tosh Brooks to eat away at it. I don't think that Chase Brown is a top 10 running back. I'm glad he did it one year, but what do you think?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. It's hard for me to pick against these more established guys. I do like Chase Brown. I think he'll be good, but expecting him to be as good as he was last season is kind of crazy. It's not going to be crazy if he regresses a bit, is I guess my point.
Sure.
58 red zone chances last year, according to Fantasy Pros. Pretty crazy, and then crazy that he converted it into 11 touchdowns. Now, I know he had some long touchdowns too. He's explosive. But he is playing behind the 31st ranked offensive line that finished 21st in run blocking grade last year. Just not really what you want to see. And I'm with you. If I had to bet, the Bengals are going to throw the ball more. T. Higgins was hurt, which gave him a lot more opportunities in the pass game. That is Chase Brown. So if I put money on it, I'd say there's a 50-50 shot or better that he makes the top 12 just because that offense will be great. But this is the exercise. We got to pull somebody out, and he to me is one of the more obvious ones.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Do you want to know who else I'm pulling out?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the two. We're going down.
Christian McCaffrey, man.
Whoa, no.
I hate to be that guy. But in the games he did play, he showed a lower efficiency and yards per carry numbers. It's just not really inspiring me. It's a 29-year-old that's missed quite a bit of time on a team that I think struggled big time last year in a lot of different ways. It's hard for me to picture them as just like bouncing back completely. They did lose a lot of like non-skill position players that I think support this team as we know it. And I don't think they just get right back on the horse after last year. I think it's going to be a rough year for the Niners again. Got doubts for Brock Purdy, as we've already mentioned. And even if Christian McCaffrey is healthy, um, I just think that these guys can beat him out of the top 12. Sorry.
Okay. Fair enough. I expect one more big year from CMC. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And obviously you think I am. I don't know. Maybe I'm buying into camp reports of people saying that he looks good. I just I just feel like they're gonna feed him the ball. Like you got George Kittle, CMC, those are gonna be your two options. I do like Ricky Pearsall as an option for Brock Purdy, but then like those are your three guys to me. I know people love Jennings. I'm not super sold on Jennings. I think he got the work because no one else
Affected
was
his
around.
environment.
Yeah, like Ayuk's hurt, Debo sucked, Pearsall got shot. Like, okay, that's
Yeah.
why he was going off.
But
Didn't
can we
really,
bring that up with the Brian Robinson Jr. thing? Like, is
yeah.
San Francisco just a sanctuary now for players who get shot? You know what I
I
mean?
guess so. They want to bring him in, give him a big hug.
It's
You're
kind of
fine. I feel
wild.
like I wouldn't have wanted to get traded. I'd be like, no, I already got shot. I'm not trying to go where
Right.
somebody else got shot.
I like my watches.
Yeah. But I see what you're saying. It wouldn't be that shocking to me. I'd be shocked if he's the RB4. I put him closer to like 8 or 9, which I mean, that's a slippery slope
Slippery
to
slope.
going to 12. So I hear you. I kind of went for the easy little bunt here and I went Kyron Williams. Um, I know he's RB12. Look at Christian being a wuss.
Pick someone in
Uh,
the top 10, dude.
to me, it's just an explosion issue. Like he kind of fell off. His yards per carry fell off pretty hard, and then Kyron Williams had 316 attempts last season, and
Gosh.
6 of them were for more than 15 yards.
Mm.
6. I just don't buy that that's going to be sustainable. I like Jarquez Hunter. Blake Corum exists. I just don't understand it. According to Fantasy Pros, Kyron Williams led the league in rushing attempts in the red zone with 70, 9 more than Saquon Barkley. I just don't see that happening again, and he converted that into 14 touchdowns, which good for him. The Rams bring in Devontae Adams. They have Puka Nacua. I just don't see how they're gonna do that again. I feel like it was kind of a circumstantial thing. I know he's done it 2 years in a row. I just think we're gonna see him kind of start to fall off a little bit eventually. I think he's like a top 15 guy potentially still. He had 9 targets in the red zone as well, which totaled his touchdowns all the way to 16. I just don't think that exists as much with Devontae Adams, who loves him some touchdowns. He also has the 19th schedule for running backs according to Fantasy Pros, like tough wise. So not really screaming Kyron Williams year to me.
Okay. All right, man. I just think, Sean McVay, dude. It
True.
never really mattered what the names were. So I got faith in this guy. Let's see how
Yeah,
he
I mean,
rolls.
fair enough. Who we putting in?
I'm putting in Omarion Hampton big
Me
time.
too.
So he's going off at 15 at the moment.
Hmm.
I feel like, what are you gonna say? Harbaugh's going to do Harbaugh things, going to run the hell out of the ball, eat the clock, try to make his defense hard nosed, and then go over the top for big plays, with Ladd and I think that yeah, Hampton is the missing piece of this offense, and they're gonna put him front and center, and be careful with fireworks and stuff or whatever.
No, I agree with you. If Najee had the whole camp to kind of fight off Hampton, I would have been like, oh, maybe he gets off to a slow start. I don't know that that's the case anymore. Maybe it wouldn't have been the case regardless. So Hampton was one of my picks too. He's ranked as the RB 15 right now. Kind of everything you said. Run first offense. John Harbaugh loves it. The running backs in Los Angeles had 57 total rushing attempts in the red zone last season, and I feel like he was just doing it with whoever he could find and throw a jersey on. So I just see that kind of all going to Hampton. He's a big bruiser. He's going to fall into the end zone a few times, and he has that first round draft capital. So I don't see why they wouldn't use him.
Heck yeah, man. Well, are we gonna say it at the same time for our next guy that we're adding in?
We can try.
All right.
Three,
Chu-
two, one.
Chuba?
Brees. Oh,
All
Chuba's
right.
a good
You
shout.
got
I'll
it,
let you
dude.
talk first.
Well, I mean, for me, Chuba has never been a top 12 guy, but
Mm,
he's slowly walking his way in that direction, including being the running back 14 last year. He had 250 carries. I don't really see any threats. Obviously, Jonathan Brooks is just
Sad day.
yeah, he's, I don't know, a trainer on the team now. That's rough, but there's nothing really holding back. You got Rico in there, and yes, the younger Etienne brother, but I think that this offense is gonna surprise people, and I think that, we're getting some good coaching in that's been proven with Cohen. So I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a gimme for him to just take the next step forward. If he does everything he did last year, he was 2 spots out of the top 12.
Yeah.
If he does a little bit more, which I think he's totally capable of, if they can get this passing game a little better than it used to be now that Hunter Renfrow is on the roster. Come on, Jimmy Horn, beat Hunter Renfrow, beat Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like Chuba. You like Chuba. I think he's easy top 12 this year.
I love Juba. He's my starting running back in for the belt. I hope you're right. I kind of didn't choose him just because I feel like I've beat that name to death since he came out of the draft.
Yeah.
Feel a little validated
Yeah, he's at
if I'm not
19,
lying.
dude.
Yeah, so he definitely deserves some love, and I'm glad you gave it to him there. But I just am shocked that people have just thrown away Brees Hall so soon. RB 17 ranked right now.
17.
People talking about Braylon Allen, and I
No,
get
dude.
it. Okay, fine, but he was the RB2 in 2023. He fell to the RB16 last year. It's not like he fell off a fucking cliff. He only had 31 red zone attempts in 2024. That was ranked 26th out of running backs. Kyron Williams, like I said, had 79 in comparison. So like a lot more chances to score. Um, if you look at his explosive stats statistically, they weren't as good, but neither were the Jets. And then Aaron Rodgers was taking the ball away from him all the time. I think the Jets are going to run the ball a lot more, and they have the easiest projected schedule for running backs in 2025. Obviously, those projections go out the window pretty quick, but it doesn't hurt to see that.
Yeah. And I mean, what else they got going on? Unless Justin Fields is just robbing every premium carry.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That
gonna
Braylon Allen sure can rob some stuff, but I don't think anybody's going to be taking away his passing work, which he continues to excel at.
No,
That is
absolutely. I like
Brees
that.
Hall. So,
I feel like it's a nice top 20 this year in the running back room. You don't always get a nice top 20,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's a big cliff from there.
Fair enough.
So,
I'll throw out a couple honorable mentions. Kenneth Walker, I think he could have a bounce
oof.
back year, but I'm scared of Zach Charbonnet, which is why I didn't choose him. And then Travion Henderson, if he hits the ground running and they really do use him that way, I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up a top 12 RB in his rookie season. Moving on to the wide receivers. Top 12 is Jamar Chase, number two, CeeDee Lamb, three, Justin Jefferson, four, Malik Neighbors, five, Amon-Ra St. Brown, six is Nico Collins, seven is Puka Nacua, eight is Brian Thomas Jr., nine is Drake London, 10 is AJ Brown, 11 is Lad McConkey, and 12 is Jackson Smith and Jigba. This was the hardest one for me. I think this is a really solid top 12 ranking.
I'm with you on that. It was difficult for me as well. And the things I'm going to say, I don't know if I believe, you know what I'm saying?
That is the
So,
exercise. That's what we have to stress we have to. It's that we can't pass. You got to choose somebody.
right. And yeah, I mean, you can't touch this top five at all. Like
Yeah, no, you can't touch it. Nope. Mm-mm.
not even a little bit. So I went half hate, half you know, whatever, pessimistic. So I'm gonna go with Nico Collins
Oh wow,
as
me
my
too.
first.
I'm
Okay,
shocked
cool,
by that
cool.
kind of, especially after your Stroud stuff. But
Well, so I mean that's part of it, right? The reason I like Stroud is because there's other names in town.
mm,
Uh, and here we have Nico Collins, who's never bested 109. targets in a year, and it's because he's never played a full year.
Yep.
And while it would be really cool to see him do it, he hit wide receiver 12 in 2023 in just 15 games. I think that there's a lot of names that can be, uh, I mean, you're getting 80 targets to Kirk. I think you're probably getting 80 plus targets to Higgins. And so while Nico could easily have an amazing year on 120 targets, the way he has outstanding, yards per catch, it's not a given. I don't think they have to go to him like they did last year, like they
Yeah.
have these past years. I think that
Mm,
we're running into a pretty well-rounded um passing like receiver room, I guess you could say. Obviously, the running game isn't really making it to where you can take your foot off the gas of the passing game, but I do think the other names are gonna prove themselves. I think it's a really, really nice wide receiver room, and being the leader of it is great, but I don't think it necessarily gets you in the top 12. I remember last year, Tank Dell and Nico Collins and Stephon Diggs were all like top 20
mhm.
projected, and that was crazy, and it didn't happen. And it's not really going to happen this year, but I think that what the thought was with those three being leaders is going to be the reason everyone's a little less, everyone's going to do well. CJ Stroud's going to do great, but I don't think anyone's going to be a superstar because of the balance.
Yeah, I hear you there. You kind of saw it last year. I mean, they were balanced at the beginning. Stephon Diggs was going off, and then he got hurt, and Tank Dell got hurt. So then, yeah, it was kind of the Nico Collins show. And as great as Nico is, like you said, he's never played a full season. And that's kind of where I went, why I went with it. Like, obviously, I don't love injuries. I'm not hoping for injuries, but a guy that's never played a full season, it's not shocking that he may not play a full season again and then be outside the top 12 because of it. He might even be in the top 12 in terms of points per game, but just outside the top 12 because he hasn't played enough. His best season, like you said, wide receiver 12, he was on pace to break that in 2024, but lo and behold, got derailed by injuries. He was 39th in red zone targets and had 7 TDs through 12 games, which that's pretty crazy to convert at that rate with that few red zone targets and in only 12 games. So I could see that coming back. And like you're saying, they got more weapons there now. So yeah, I'm with you. I pull Nico Collins out of the top 12 as well.
Nice. Well, I don't know if we're gonna do it again, but I'm going with AJ Brown.
Yeah, we did do it again.
Okay, well, I'll let you take the lead on Brown.
Okay, yeah. So AJ Brown, he was the wide receiver 20 last season, 12th in points per game. So right on the cusp of what we're talking about, which, that's pretty good. He missed some games. But the Eagles were 32nd in passing attempts, but 12th in passing touchdowns. I would be surprised if a number like that stands in a second year. And I don't see why they would go from first in rushing attempts to much lower than that when they have Saquon Barkley. You're only going to have Saquon Barkley for so much longer. Might as well use him. And to me, if that frequency keeps up for a 28-year-old wide receiver, it just seems volatile. It seems like he'll have great weeks for you, and on a per game basis, he might again, kind of like I said for Nico Collins. I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up in the top 12 for points per game, but if he misses any time, or if there's any games where they just start running up the score on fools, and then just kind of take their foot off the gas, which they didn't really do last year, to be fair. But I don't know. I just wouldn't be surprised if AJ Brown finishes outside the top 12, even if he does better than he did last year, finishing in like 15 or so.
Yeah,
But
15.
to me, top 12, again, we have to pick somebody, and it makes sense for me to pick AJ Brown.
Absolutely. And they've got a tough kind of run this year. They got to play the AFC West, and then um, let's see some other tough games. Oh yeah, the NFC North. So I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Eagles. See if you guys can win 15 games again, punks. Um, speaking of
So
which,
who we
yeah,
putting in?
I'm putting in, and this is a huge gap for me, so you can make fun of me or whatever you got to do. But I'm putting in Xavier Worthy.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, and so right now he's going off at 25,
Okay.
and a lot of this goes down to the Rice stuff. Um, that's 6 games suspension. Um, that gives Worthy the opportunity to be the leader of this team
Hmm.
throughout. We saw it last year, after Worthy only played the first 3 games, really. Or sorry, Rice only played the first 3 games. And Worthy had a nice hot start and he took a little bit to heat up, but down the stretch, towards the end of the year, he was just kind of firing on all cylinders, getting target shares, upwards of 9 plus. And he was pretty dynamic with the ball in his hands, kind of all over the field, doing a little bit of rushing. And I think with the full off season going into this year, they're going to showcase him. He's electric. I think that he makes this offense exciting, which is like
Hmm.
something it hasn't been for a couple of years. So I don't know. I think they're going to lean into it. First 6 games, he has an opportunity to make it his team. And I don't see why he can't capitalize on that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. He's a little too volatile to me. I feel like he might. I worry about consistency. I do think he'll end up in the top 20. I think maybe even higher than that, maybe low teens. But top 12, I struggle to see. But it
Depends
wouldn't
on the
shock me
touchdowns.
either. Yeah, I mean the touchdowns are a big deal. And yeah, year two, a lot of receivers take that leap in year two, so. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. Not where I went though.
Sure.
Um, I guess I went a little more headspacey than you though, to be fair. I went with the
Oh,
wide receiver 33 rank
no
and
way.
a guy we already talked about today. It's Emeka Buka. I'm buying the
Oh,
hype train. I'm
no
buying it.
way. You're
Listen,
at it. You're out of line.
listen. There were three rookies that wide receivers that made the top 12 in 2024. There was one in 2023 and one in 2022. Seems
Okay.
like it's pretty fair that, or sorry, they skipped 2022. It was 2021 that there was one. Um,
Yeah.
and to me, he slides into the Chris Godwin role. The Bucks offensive line doesn't change. Baker Mayfield didn't change. Chris Godwin was the wide receiver 2 in points per game. It's not crazy to me that Ibuka could end up as like a as the as a top 12 wide receiver. It's not that insane. It is kind of reaching for straws. I get it. It may not happen, probably won't happen, but I thought it would be at least fun to talk about because also even when Chris Godwin comes back, I know everyone's talking about him coming back. He's a 29-year-old coming off an incredibly intense injury. It's not like he's gonna walk back in and be great immediately. Maybe he will, but the wide receiver 2 in the Bucks offense has been going off for a while now, and I don't really see why Ibuka can't do it, especially with Jalen McMillan not playing either.
Yeah, that's true with McMillan being out. And I just want to point out Chris Godwin has been top 12 one time in his career, but no big deal. But
Fair enough.
people are saying that like Mike Evans probably should be on this list, but
Probably.
that's okay. I didn't go Mike Evans, and I respect your opinions there. That was a
It's a
solid grab.
it's a dynasty podcast, man. We gotta throw some rookies in here.
Well, I'm going the opposite way.
Okay.
Um, well, opposite of rookie. I'm going with a 30-year-old who's wide receiver 27 on the
Oh,
Fantasy
okay.
Pros.
All right.
Yes, Calvin Ridley, man.
Ooh.
Yeah. I
Buying
know
into
people,
some Cam Ward.
dude, I actually am buying into Cam Ward big time. And I'm also buying into the Titans defense being pretty crappy.
Yeah.
So that's one man's opinion. There's only the Cowboys and the Panthers that allowed more points last year. And I think, we obviously saw what they did. A couple of wideouts took uh, a nice quarterback there at the top. And I think that Cam Ward is going to be awesome. I think it's a huge upgrade over Will Levis and
Mm.
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that, I mean, there's not a ton. of proven pass catchers. Okay, you have Tyler Lockett, right? That's exciting. You have these rookies, Alec Manor. That's exciting. You got Tony Pollard. He's surprisingly doing pretty well. But I think that Ridley has a chance to kind of reinvigorate himself as like a number one wide receiver.
Mhm.
They're paying him like $24 million this year, and he's gotten out on his contract after this year. So I think I think he's gonna like, lace up the boots for the millions and just make Cam Ward's life a little easier as he transitions in. I think it's gonna be nice, man. He had 120 targets last year, and that was a 50 target gap over Chig, who was number two in targets on the team at
Mhm.
70. So it just feels like they're gonna just keep going to him. I don't know why you wouldn't. Calvin Ridley had a weird stint with the Jags where he couldn't catch the ball in the end zone, but like otherwise, he was kind of kicking ass with the Jags. So I think he's got a little more in the tank. I'm looking at him top 12 this year, man. Call me crazy.
I don't know that I'd say crazy. I don't agree necessarily.
No problem.
I'm not. I like Cam Ward. Obviously not as much as the next guy,
Hey,
but uh, he. I don't know. I just don't see the Titans being that good. Like I know their defense is going to be bad, but I just don't see their offense being that good either. I see it being maybe better than expected, but that to me screams like wide receiver 16 or 17, not wide receiver 12. Like those, I mean, we look at the 12, I don't know, I'd have to pull it up real quick for the 12 from last year. Um, and it's like, let's see here,
Garrett
PPR top
Wilson,
12. The top
Devontae
12, Jamar
Adams.
Chase, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, Brian Thomas Jr., Drake London, Malik Neighbors, Terry McLaurin, CeeDee Lamb, Jack JSN, sure, Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, and Jerry Judy. But I'm sorry, Cam Ward is not Aaron Rodgers. I know Aaron Rodgers wasn't
You
that
said
great.
Jerry Judy?
Yeah, Jerry Judy, but also Lad McConkey is there, tied for 12. Yeah, all right. I mean, I see your point, but Garrett Wilson's way better than Calvin Ridley. Davante Adams is way better than Calvin
Yeah,
Ridley.
yeah.
I would
Are you
probably
saying the word
argue with
Jerry
that.
Judy is better than Calvin Ridley?
I would probably say that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Jerry Judy's gotten a bad rap his whole career.
Big time. Yeah. There's
But
there's one or two people they can thank for that
yeah, and one
besides
of them's
himself.
himself. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. But I don't know. I'm not buying the Calvin Ridley stuff. But hey, I've been wrong a lot, seems like. I'm gonna go with Terry McLaurin.
sure.
He's the wide receiver 18, and I feel like that ranking was due to a holdout. Now he's signed. He was the wide receiver 7 in 2024, and everyone's biggest argument against him is that he scored too many touchdowns. Not what I want my fantasy wide receivers to do, is score touchdowns too much. But then it's crazy to me because they'll do that, but then Daniels is still ranked as like the top 5 QB.
Yeah, and
So
there's nobody else catching balls in
yeah,
Washington.
like I'm
I mean,
sorry.
I'm sorry, Debo's not moving the needle for me.
Yeah, he's not really. I think he'll be good, but like, yeah, I don't buy it. The reason Terry couldn't score touchdowns early in his career is because he didn't have a quarterback. Now he does. So I think he'll be in that conversation at worst and probably on the higher end.
Well, if you think that he's going to score 13 touchdowns again, you need to get on DraftKings.
Yeah. What do they have
Yeah.
him?
I don't know, but there's no way. I don't think there's any way he scores 13 touchdowns again.
Maybe
That's
not
crazy.
13, but he doesn't need 13 to be a top 12 fantasy receiver.
Amen, brother. I'm with you on that. You know, I love Terry.
Honorable mention, I'll throw out real quick, Roma Dunze. I just think he's gonna have a good year. I couldn't quite pull the trigger on that,
That would
but
have been
I do.
wild. I would have stopped the bus on that one, dude. Where is Rome? Oh,
I think he's like,
34,
yeah, he's like right next to Ibuka and Golden and stuff like that.
two
So,
spots above Stephon Diggs, baby.
hey, all right, tight ends. Here we
Oh,
go. One is Brock Bowers, two Trey McBride, three George Kittle, four Sam Laporta, TJ Hawkinson, Travis Kelsey, David Njoku, Evan Ingram, Mark Andrews, Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft, Jake Ferguson. We're picking one here.
This was hard for me. I think I went with Hawkinson. I talked a little bit about this
Mm,
last week. I just don't see it. Um, I don't know. I just don't see it with JJ McCarthy. I wanna see it happen. There's too many mouths to feed. I feel like a guy who's playing like a redshirt rookie year. He's just gonna focus in on the superstar, and I don't think it's TJ Hawkinson. I think the ground game is gonna be nice for Minnesota, and the defense is gonna be great too. So Hawkinson's going to have some nice games, but I don't see it being consistent. I don't think he's a safety blanket in this offense, so I think he might get overlooked a little bit.
okay. Yeah, I could see that for sure. We talked about it in the NFC North preview, and I feel you. I'm with you. He was definitely one of the options there. Um, yeah, the safety blanket is going to be Justin Jefferson, and I do think they're going to run the ball a lot. I could see him squeaking in though. I feel like it's not hard to get top 12 tight end, and he's
Yeah,
talented enough. But I like where your head's at. I'm going to go with Evan Ingram.
sure.
Um, Tight end 33 last year. Obviously, he was hurt for most of the year. But he's just 100% a complete projection. Like we've not seen him in this offense. He's 31 years old. He's been inconsistent his whole career. And then since 2017, Sean Payton's tight ends have been targeted more than 43 times, twice. And they were both Jared Cook. And it was in 2019 where Cook finished as the tight end seven, and in 2020 where Cook finished as the tight end 19. And he had 63 and 60 targets in those seasons. Everyone, I think, still remembers, oh, it's Jimmy Graham, blah, blah, blah. That was like over a decade ago. It's not like Sean Payton is cranking out fantasy relevant tight ends every single year. And just to project this guy in, and we've already talked about how Bo Nix isn't, you and I aren't super high on Bo Nix necessarily. I think you're more high than I am, but you're talking about him not being a top 12 quarterback. So I just, yeah, Evan Ingram gets a Sean Payton bump, and I guess that makes sense. But if RJ Harvey's going to be there catching passes, everybody's talking about that. They're going to run the ball a lot more. Cortland Sutton, this, yada, yada, yada. I just think Evan Ingram has a chance to be the guy left out in the cold and maybe finishes like the tight end 13 or 14.
Dude, that's frigid. No, I'm with you there. That makes sense. For professional reasons, I couldn't go with Ingram there.
That's fair.
Can't speak stuff into existence. I'm trying to think who's the tight ends coach back in those nice Cooks years, you know what I mean?
I
But
couldn't tell you.
yeah, you could, dude. He's probably coaching the Detroit Lions right now.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe
Fair
it's not
enough.
true. Doesn't matter. Dan Campbell, baby. But yeah,
Hey,
no,
oh.
he gets a credit for that. Yeah. So anyway,
Well, one nice tight end season. The
yeah,
other one he got 60 targets but finishes the tight end 19. So
I'll still give him that. Damn, dude, 9 touchdowns in 2019. That's insane. Um, all right. Well, I can agree with that. I'm putting Kyle Pitts, 16
oh, hell
in
yeah.
there. Do you like that?
Yeah, love it.
It's is that what you did too?
No.
What?
I thought about it.
Well, you got Mooney. He's been out for weeks, not even a
Hmm.
sure thing for week one. And then like Ray McLeod is doing some, the number two role in the wide receiver room if Mooney misses time. For me, that's just not enough competition to keep Pitts out of like pretty good premium volume.
Hmm.
Obviously, you got Bijan in London, which I think is kind of the perfect scenario. Those guys are going to be getting all the attention. And I think Pitts is just going to, this is it. This is the last chance.
Yeah.
And you couldn't ask for a better setup. It's going to be a three-piece if he can be the third, the trio, the third musketeer, if you will. But I think Penix's going to have a good year, maybe not like a earth-shattering year, but
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a fun offense, and I think there's room for Pitts in that.
Okay. Fair enough. I did like I looked at Pitts. It felt a little on the nose. It feels like everyone's come back around that again, and
Yeah, man.
which is fair. I don't hate it. I like Penix. I like the Falcons, so I wouldn't be that shocked if he did. I went slightly different. I went with an old head, the tight end ranked 18. I went with Zach Ertz. I think you could almost repeat my Terry McLaurin conversation.
Yep.
Tight end
Yep.
7 in 2024. But here's the kicker to me. He had 28 targets in the red zone. So Jaden Daniels was definitely looking for him, and I think it wouldn't shock me if this offense is as good as it was last year, and if he still looks for him, unless Debo Samuel comes in and takes some of those targets away. But I don't know. I'm still not buying that whole thing. And I just think Ertz is a solid, consistent producer, which is really all you need to be to get into the top 12 of fantasy tight ends.
Yeah, I think that that's a good call. I've been trying to get Ertz in all of my drafts and stuff. It's not really working out, but sleeping on him too hard. He's definitely going to be. I mean, I can't believe what he did last year, and there's no reason it won't happen again. We keep talking about
Other than
Washington.
age,
Well, but yeah, I mean, he's kind of took some rest and
yeah,
it's come back strong. He doesn't have a lot of competition. So there's no reason really, as long as the production is there, to think that the stat line's going to go too far off of what it was last year for the
yeah,
Commanders.
yeah. I'm
So
with you.
pretty pumped, dude. I got tickets for the Monday night
Ooh.
Commanders Chiefs game at Arrowhead. It's gonna be
That's gonna be
lit.
lit. That's gonna be electric.
Very cool. Do I wear a Terry jersey? Do I wear one of
Oh,
my
you
Chiefs
can't do that.
jerseys?
You can't do that.
Hey, dude,
Not to a Chiefs game.
come on, man. That's
I
you
mean, do
think
what you
this is
want. You're a
the
grown ass man, dog. But
first Chiefs game I wore a Terry McLaurin jersey to? I mean, come on. No, no, no. That's gonna be probably. I love the Chris Jones. I always wear the Chris Jones at home games.
that's fair. That's a good one. Well,
So,
all right. There is our top 12 in and out for you. So, I mean, we'll be back next week and we'll be able to talk about some actual football that has happened. So, but until then, we've been Rough Draft Research. You've been the audience, and enjoy the first week of football.
yes, enjoy it. Don't forget to get your Terry McLaurin over 13 TD bets in. It's paying nice.
Hell yeah.
I took a lease